Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and we've just gotten a brand new Mario Kart World Direct. And even though they went over a lot of information that we already did know, there was actually a lot of new stuff if you know where to look. So I'll take you through everything new we know about Mario Kart World. And if you want to know what characters and karts are in the game, well, I have another video all about that down in the description below. But without further ado, let's strap our seatbelts and race right into it. So the first interesting thing that was revealed in this direct, to me at least, was that characters have different stats. Yes, this was very likely, but this was our first official confirmation of that. So as you can see here, Mario has very different stats in the same car as Bowser. We also get a better look at the character select screen now with a lot more characters. We already knew of these characters, but it's really cool to see them here in the character select screen. And we also unfortunately see that all the costumes are still in separate spots. Now, if you look at the bottom right corner, you see a sort button, which I really hope means that you can just put all the costumes into one. So when you select Mario, you have the option to select different costumes. But it could also be that they just get sorted in weight class. Also, a little detail that I noticed is that different characters will have different skins of the cards. Not all of the cards change appearance, but it's still really cool to see that some of them do. And looking right besides the card name, we see a little icon called 1UP Fuel. Now, they didn't go into any detail, so yeah, I don't know what it is. My bet is that it's some sort of handicap system. We got a look at the cups again, and I thought they were just going to show off the first 5 cups, but we also get a quick glance at the banana cup. We have Peach Beach, Salty Speedway, Dino Jungle, and Great Question Block Ruins. And talking about the cups, they also showcased how you will unlock this game's Rainbow Road. What you have to do is conquer all Grand Prix cups. And if you do so, well, you can see that something spawns up in the sky. And would you actually know that this is the Rainbow Road of this game based on this footage from a trailer? Now, this next one might not be that important, but we also got to see that, yes, cards are unlockable. They also went into a bit more detail with the costumes. So depending on what region you get the food in, that's the costume you will get to the character. Again, they didn't go into a lot of detail with how this works and even what characters can get these costumes, because there was some footage of someone as a cow driving into a meal and nothing happened. So yeah, are they pointless for those characters? What happens when you already have all the costumes? These are the sort of things that we just have to wait and see what it is. Now here we see some new cards. I'm sorry if all the card sections are split apart. I was just going through this trailer, noting down every time there was something interesting or new that I thought I should talk about. And here there is. As we can see, there's a Rob-themed bike. Rest in peace, my friend, you will be dearly missed. So there's new techniques in this game, and one of them is the charge jump. Yes, we did know that it was in the game, but now we have an official name and some more use cases like jumping onto the rails or avoiding enemy attacks. And what I actually think is really cool, and I didn't realize this, is that you can just jump onto the walls and access hidden areas. And for example, on Sky High Sunday, you can jump on the inside of the turn and just drive on the wall. How cool is that? I bet there's going to be loads of cool use cases of this in the game. They also showcased Rewind, which is something that can only be used when playing free roam or in solo races. And the way that this works is that if you mistime a jump, you can rewind and then try the jump again. Very much akin to how it works in Forza. And then they showcased more modes. And what they showcased off was, well, time trials, and you can race against Ghost. I mean, who didn't think this was going to be here? Versus mode, and here you can see all the different settings you can choose, the different CCs. They still haven't shown anything about mirror mode or 200cc, which is a bit disappointing, but maybe they're saving that so you can discover it on your own. Teams, since there's now 24 players, you can either have it 2 teams, 3 teams, or 4 teams. Personally, I think that's super exciting, and that's going to make for some really fun tournaments. Items, that's probably going to be very similar to in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You can have normal, frantic, shells only, and etc, etc. Calm difficulty, how hard the CPUs are going to be, and course selection and race count. Here it says open. I imagine that just means you can choose whatever course you want, and race count, well, however many races you want before you tally up the scores. So how does this open thing work? Well, you have a cursor over the giant overworld, and then you can select a course. If you want, you can just race around in that course 3 laps, or you can make your own routes. They specified that you can make routes that are not found in Grand Prix or the Knockout Tour mode, which that is really exciting. And there is a lot a lot of different routes that you can take. They also finally showed off the battle mode, and it looks like there's 2 different modes. There's coin runners and there's balloon battle. And yes, there is dedicated battle stages. We see a good variety of the different ones, and in my opinion, some of them do look better than others. What I mean is that some of them look like dedicated battle courses, like this one, but others kind of just look like, yeah, they're just racing around on a track. It feels a little bit like the battle mode back in Mario Kart 8 before they added proper battle mode, which I'm a bit concerned about that, but it'll just come down to a test if it feels good or bad. Okay, then we come to probably the most exciting new bit of information, and that is mission mode is back, baby! Okay, so there's different stuff to do in the overworld. There's these P-switches, and they say there's hundreds of them. And these P-switches will start a mission. It can be collect blue coins. It can be drive through different arcs, very much akin to how it was on DS. I am extremely excited to see this, and who knows, maybe there's also some bosses around. I mean, it's not like they're lacking room to have the fights in. But on top of that, there's also collectibles like these secret peach coins scattered throughout the world, and hidden panels which you just have to drive over them and something will happen. They went a bit more in depth with the photo mode. You have different frames you can toggle between, and you can even change the pose of your character, which, yeah, that looks really, really nice. We also now know how 4 players on one system looks, and I must admit, it does look a bit rough. The frame rate looks to be locked at a 30 FPS. Then we saw the main menu of this game. We have single player, multiplayer, online play, and wireless play. Now we do know what happens in single player or multiplayer, but they also briefly, very briefly, showed off what online play looks like. Here's the menu. We have race, knockout tour, battle, and friends. And it looks like they still have the point system. Now though, starting at 3,000 points. And you can play 1 to 2 players in online or in wireless play. Quickly, before we talk about wireless play, I want to talk about these 3 icons in the bottom, and also that you can just free roam whenever you want. You just press the plus button. But yeah, there's the 1-up fuel button again. Is this where you can set your own handicaps? Maybe a player can start with a star, they can start with different mushrooms, or their boosts are bigger. Then we have this maps icon. I imagine you just go into the map and then you can select where you want to drop in. And then the lucky 2 reading a book, which I imagine this is tips and tricks and all that sort of stuff. So wireless play, they say that up to 8 systems can connect in wireless play, and you can be 2 people on each system. So that means that you have 16 players in total that you can play in wireless play. And then we saw some online play with friends. A neat little detail is that when looking at the overworld, you can see how many P-switches, how many hidden panels, and how many peach coins you've collected. So yeah, they're really turning this into a collectathon. Then they showcased that you can use the camera to see your friends in-game. Even if you're sitting at the same room, you just need 1 camera, and then you can just frame the different players. And here we also got the first look at the character select screen in 4-player mode. Look at how many different pages there is, because there can only be 6 characters per pages. I really hope that you can put all the costumes in 1 slot. But yeah, that was everything new that I spotted in the Mario Kart World Direct. Was there anything that I missed? Well, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, why don't you like that video and also race into that subscribe button in full force. Do it 24 times, and then you will see if you're subscribed or not. I'm not doing the math right now. All right then, stay safe, and we will see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.